Why is it important to have policy research? I think in order to get to informed policies, it makes sense that you have people who look at it from a, as much fact-based point of view as possible, and not only through a political view, which is often influenced by ideological and political considerations. I think that these two groups, and I think they're quite different. You have, on the one hand, you have the researcher who, in an ideal world, is interested about empirical research. He's interested about facts, and on the other hand, you have the policymaker who is interested about values. And I think we shouldn't expect that this, that these two that there's a real bridging in the gaps in a very, very strict sense. But what I think we very often we have a problem of interaction.
What I suggest to people is to try to look for the cracks, to look for people who are actually interested in making a decision that's informed by evidence, rather than being defeated by the problem of this.
I think as much contact and direct engagement, and if possible in a non-threatening way first. So if there is a possibility to talk to someone before actually going out with the public findings and criticizing or proposing something new, or involving people from institutions to give you feedback on the recommendations you have, I think that can really improve.
To find a way, not just presenting saying this is what you should do, but basically trying to say, okay, he's a politician. He thinks about voters in the end. And so how can we basically, without saying something wrong, but how can we present the argument so that it's interesting for him?
And also the second thing that can improve the communication and intake of research in policy making is a joint education programs like the one the European Fund for Balkans provides, because this is where we actually learn each other's language.
It will take a generation of people to grow up with the idea that, in fact, knowing the nature of the problem, knowing what's really happening in terms of, let's say, education or public service delivery, and not just what's reported, but actually knowing what citizens are saying about a particular public service, and using that information to make decisions. That's what it kind of has to happen.